If the war in Europe had continued for just a few more weeks, US daylight bomber crews would have faced a revolutionary new form of attack, a manned missile called Natter. A Bachem BA-349 Natter takes off from its forested launch site and in just 60 seconds closes in on an unsuspecting B-17. It fires a salvo of 48 missiles, just one of which could destroy the bomber. In his groundbreaking book, Natter, Manned Missile of the Third Reich, aerospace medical scientist and aviation historian Dr. Gooden presents an exhaustive study of one of aviation history's most radical and ingenious designs. So how did it all start and why?
I became interested in manned spaceflight from a very early age. When I was about 10 years old, a film called Destination Moon came to my hometown of Adelaide, and I insisted that my mother take me to see this film, and it sparked my interest in the possibility of men going to the moon by rocket. Then in my school days, when I was about 14, I was given a book that described rocket planes, manned rocket planes, and connected this idea with the possibility of people going into space, interplanetary travel. So that is how my interest in the Natter started, because in this book there was an item about the Natter, some artist's impression of a rocket plane in a vertical launch tower, and I realized that this was the beginnings of vertical takeoff by humans. And that really intrigued me. So that was the start of my interest. The Natter project is a really historical stepping stone in man's progress to spaceflight. The reason for that is that it was the first time that a human being was launched vertically off the ground by pure rocket power. This was a very important step. And the engineers and the aviation doctors had to work out some really important questions, some really big problems to allow this to happen, so that the pilot would be as safe as it was humanly possible to make him at the time. We were at the cutting edge of aviation medicine. The pilot would be subjected to all kinds of stresses, in particular acceleration. The G-force that would be imposed on the pilot was a major factor. So there were really significant and very important steps that were taken, and in a very short space of time. We have to realize that the designers, the engineers, the medical doctors had to develop these concepts and have answers for them in a period of less than a year. And this was a very short time to make these important decisions.
Natter, Manned Missile of the Third Reich, looks back to the final year of Nazi Germany, to a time which saw one of the most impressive aeronautical advances. Through meticulous study, Dr. Gooden uncovers previously unpublished secrets of this highly classified project and reveals how it set the pattern for human space rocketry to come. Gooden presents the most scientifically and historically detailed study of Project Natter ever likely to be published. Natter, Manned Missile of the Third Reich.